Hey, and welcome to the Girls Who Travel series on working online remotely. My name is Kalyna. I'm the founder of Kickstart Your Work, and I'm so excited that we're here for video number 4. Today what we're going to chat about is a day in the life. So what is it really like day to day to make this happen, live this lifestyle? Now, if you've already traveled, you know a little bit about the travel lifestyle, moving from place to place. So I want to highlight for you right now the key differences and challenges that happen when you decide to travel and work at the same time, because stuff definitely comes up, right? So first main thing that I've noticed is that you're going to want longer in a place. So what I hinted to in the earlier video is just around if you do get a contract with a client, or you decide you really love a spot and you want to pick up some work there when you arrive and you didn't even plan that before you got there. Flexibility is super key, and just knowing that you're going to want more time. So when I travel somewhere, I am working one day, maybe doing an excursion or activity another day, or morning working, afternoon going out, or vice versa. So what ends up happening is I need more time. So something that, let's say, when my mom goes on vacation and she goes for a week or 2 weeks, she can do an activity every single day and have a full itinerary and know, okay, I've got 2 weeks and those 2 weeks are really for vacation. That's a really big difference that shows up when you're working, because I can't take those 2 weeks all day, every day, right? I want to produce content, or I have coaching calls with clients, or I'm teaching a class for the college I teach for, or I'm streaming a video. There's something going on, right? So factoring that in and knowing you might need more time. Another thing that comes up is really the tech of it. And I've got all kinds of Wi-Fi stories. The biggest one being I was in Fiji earlier this year and I had to take a 20-minute boat just to get Wi-Fi to teach a class that I teach and have my clients. So nothing wrong with that. It's just understanding if you're going to camp at a homestay in Fiji on a remote island, you're going to need to factor in Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi is so variable all over the world. We almost take it for granted in North America and in developed cities, but that's something to really consider, because if you're going to need that Wi-Fi, that time to work, it's just planning. And even with calls, the other day I was driving from Indianapolis back to Toronto and I had a call and I thought, I'll just take it in the car, right? No big deal. My cell phone service was terrible. It wasn't working. I was freaking out and I lost some professionalism there, and it wasn't a good feeling. I couldn't be present. So just knowing to really schedule work time, schedule play time, and have the reliable connection, making that a priority, huge difference. And that would have saved me. Those 2 tips alone, of knowing I needed more time in the place to explore it and be able to work, and reliable tech, those 2 things alone would have put me leaps and bounds in front of the challenges that I had. So if I walk you through a typical day for me, I'll wake up, I'll usually do some movement, I'll have a coffee, I'll hang out a bit. My mornings are really sacred, so I like to spend that time and really enjoy myself, unless there's something that's scheduled in with a client. Or today, for example, the photo shoot that I'm doing at the Eiffel Tower, stuff obviously comes up. Flexibility, like I've said, flexibility as a quality I've learned is, being adaptable and flexible. Massive trait to cultivate within this lifestyle. And then I'll usually have some client calls, or I'll teach a class, or I'll be developing some content. The day really shifts around. I might have meetings with team or coworkers. I'm planning a retreat right now in Chiang Mai, so we'll have team meetings for that. I also have coaches of my own. So a big thing that I resisted, like I mentioned in previous videos, is help. And so now I just get so much more help to be able to do the things that I want to do, and it's made my life completely different as well. So accepting help is a big piece of that equation. And so then I'll move through that. I'll probably have a bite to eat. Depending on where I'm exploring, I might head out, or I'll make something myself. And then a big next step is, at nighttime I like to also wind down. So I'll probably hang, although I am a bit of a night owl, so personally I would say I like to spend some time at night and do some of the admin stuff. Again, time zones matter too, so depending on where you're traveling, if I'm on the West Coast, then I'm already sort of later than the East Coast time. Depends where you're doing most of your business. And another piece would be if you're in Asia, of course, that's like 12 hours or 14 or more, Australia, difference. So looking at who you're serving is a big thing too. What else would I share with you about this? I think those are the biggest things. And so the top 3 I would say with a day in the life for me is really cultivating that flexibility, asking for the help that you need on things. It's not that you can't do it, it's that maybe that's not where you want to spend your time, right? Back to last time on priorities. And yeah, flexibility, ask for help, and create community. And we'll talk a little bit more about this in the next video. It's so critical. Having help and a team of women that are supporting the Chiang Mai retreat in Thailand, for example, has made the experience so much more fun, knowing that I'm not doing it alone, that I'm not, stuck in this by myself. It's a big thing in this lifestyle. If you become a freelancer and then just travel around on your own, or even with a partner, you can feel really disconnected from everything else, which is different from being in an office, right? Because if you're in an office every day, you're showing up, you're seeing your coworkers, you don't realize how much you'll actually miss that interaction. And so the last piece of that I would say is not only to have those support systems in place in a virtual way, but wherever you're at, there are so many co-working spaces. There are communities like Girls Who Travel, but also Nomads specific in co-working spaces. And that is another thing that I would hugely recommend. A professional development community that is in your space. So graphic designers if you're a graphic designer, lawyers if you're a lawyer. That really helps. I've got a great community that coaches entrepreneurial women for the most part, and really just makes you feel like you're not alone in the big dream and mission that you have. So key, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next video and see if maybe there are next steps there around creating community for yourself as you delve into this process. But those are the main things I would say in a day in the life for me and what I've noticed. Other things that I might mention are just around accessories. So I've got a tripod and a camera in order to be able to chat with you right now. I've got my laptop with me. Just managing, you might have a bit more luggage as well if you're bringing your work stuff. But again, it depends what you do. This doesn't, my tripod here is really, really light. My laptop just fits in my purse. So it's not too big of a deal, but it's also a mindful thing instead of if you're just playing on the beach, right? It can be a different set of equipment. So that's another factor. So what did we say? Flexibility, asking for help, asking for what you want, the tech of it, right? Being adaptable and also making that a priority, knowing what you need on that platform as well, all your equipment. And then lastly, community, in-person community, and being able to have community that is related to your specific industry and skill set. Totally changes the game. I will see you in our last and final, I can't believe it actually, our video 5 of 5. This has gone by super quickly, and I will see you there shortly for how to get the courage to make the big leap into this, and what community can mean for you in supporting you to take the step and also reach to the next level and help you when you get blocked. And we'll talk a little bit about mentorship and what that means in order to take this hobby or this idea that you've cultivated through this series and really move into a viable career shift for you. So I hope that you've gained tremendous value from both this video and all the others, and thank you so much for really sticking to your commitment and your yes to be involved in this series. That's exactly why I do this work. So you being here and watching means the world to me. Thank you, and I will see you in video 5.